the People's Podcast. What's up, y'all? This is DJ Busby.
That's your boy JKD.
We're back with another episode of the People's Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate each and every one of you. Just remember to hit that like button. Make sure to follow, subscribe wherever you're listening, and enjoy the show.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Not much, man.
Birthday boy.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, I'm going to need you to go in the comments right now and wish JKD a happy birthday.
Just tell everybody to send me an EMT of $20 each.
This guy,
That'll make me happy. You know what I'm saying?
a new year ain't changed. Still the same bird. he always gonna be the same reason. For those of you on the audio platforms, he was just flapping his arms like wings. He will be the same bird forever. All right. So what you saying, dog? Birthday boy, what you got planned?
Not much. I think the day of my birthday, probably gonna go out with the wife.
Okay.
We'll see. I was actually supposed to go to New York the day of my birthday for some NFT stuff, but I don't think my wife won the contest, so we're staying home.
Yeah.
And then the weekend, you know what I'm saying? We turn it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm ready already.
Yeah.
I already pressed out my car. If you know, you know. Let's just put it that way. I got my outfit ready. What about you?
I definitely got mine.
Okay, let's do this, man. It's about to be another movie. All right. No need for pre-promotion, if you know, you know.
Right?
Okay. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah, man. So
Right.
looking forward to the weekend.
Yes,
Another
sir.
year.
Yes, sir. Another
You
year.
know, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? I turned 30. I can't remember my age now. 33.
That happens to me all the time.
33, man.
33.
33.
Old man.
half of what? 60? Half of 60 something?
Half of 60 something. Fam. I get that you didn't remember your age. I understand that. But the math thing going on there? No.
It's okay. I can't do it, man. You can't read. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Let's get this show started. Okay. Here we go again. Let's get this show started. All right, people. So, you know, as always, we have a few reoccurring topics.
Right.
This week, we actually were supposed to have a special guest, but then we realized our schedules were busy AF.
Yeah.
So that's why he's kind of in the same clothes as last week, because we had to do a double episode recording. So don't think, you know, you don't bathe it.
How you gonna put me on blast like that, bro?
I'm just saying, the people on YouTube might have questions and concerns. So before they go to HR, I just want to let them know.
True.
So that's why, you know.
I blame Skippy for it, but you know.
Oh gosh. Yeah, man, we're back with another one, but no special guest this week. But as always, we have amazing content for you guys to, you know, let absorb, think about, and let your mind grow to something that you may not have thought of before.
Yeah.
So, as always, we talk about some key subject matters that our community normally neglects because we're so busy in our own frivolous world and just doing whatever we want, going wherever we want, watching whatever we want, but not understanding how certain things have an impact on our lives. With that being said, we normally talk about relationships, wealth, health, and entertainment.
Yes.
So to start it off, as always, let's talk relationships.
Yes, sir.
This one I found was sort of in line with last week, and it was a very dope perspective on a marriage.
Yeah.
And, you know, yes, a marriage, but a relationship as well.
Right.
So take it, you know, it seems like this person has plenty years of experience.
Yeah.
Take it from the words of this woman in the video we're about to show here on the People's Podcast.
What's the best relationship advice y'all can give?
Okay, this is my best advice, and this is awesome advice, so listen closely.
All right, cool.
A marriage is not 50-50, because if you give half, then you expect them to give half. It's 100%, 100%. That means you give all, and they give all, and then it's never how much you gave versus them. You both give everything.
Bro.
Facts. 100% fact.
I would feel so proud of my wife if she went on the cameras.
Right.
You see how much she was looking at her like,
yeah.
my baby, this is why I chose you. All right. I would feel so proud after
Right.
hearing something like that.
Right.
And what she's saying is big facts.
Yep.
What you think about that?
Yeah, bro. There's not much you can say about it. It's facts.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what it is. 100%.
My takeaway though of this video too is the fact that even though like he was asking a question, the fact that he asked the question, like what advice?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a key thing, especially young couples are not doing. They're not asking the elders, how do you do this? How does a marriage work? We're just trying to do it on our own.
Yeah.
We can't. Simply.
Facts.
We gotta ask questions. We gotta ask for advice.
Yeah. The older people will teach you certain things because they've experienced it.
Right.
You could read as much as you want about all of this.
Exactly.
Experience will teach you
Right.
the most important fundamentals you'll need to know about, especially this category
Right. Right.
they call relationships.
Yeah.
And what I heard in there was all facts.
Yeah.
Homegirl said exactly what it should be.
Right.
It's not, and I never even looked at it from that perspective. I was always under the mindset of no, like an equal effort
Right.
at least.
Right.
I ain't saying like you have to go and figure out to make as much money as me. Like
Right.
that's not the case.
Right.
That's unrealistic
Right.
to a world standpoint.
Right.
To find somebody that makes the exact amount of money as you
Right. Right.
and expect that both of you guys go half on everything is
Right.
just is nonsense to an extent.
Right.
Right? But what she's saying is if you put your all into it and the other puts their all, ain't no half and half. We're both putting our all.
Right. Right.
And that's the only way to grow something and make it flourish.
Exactly.
Business partnerships, it keeps drawing back to that.
Right.
It's sad because
Right.
it's like where it's supposed to be a union of love and this and that and
Right.
a bed of roses.
Right.
No, it's not that. At the end of the day, the fact is it's a business.
Right. Right.
And it wouldn't be a business if there wasn't stipulations if you break that business relationship.
Exactly. Exactly.
Such as, okay, now you have to give up half.
Right.
Or now this person gets this, now this person gets that.
Yeah.
This one has rights over the children.
Right.
There wouldn't be any of that if it was just
Right.
I love this person and I'm just marrying them because no,
Right.
ain't none of that. It's a business.
Right.
And if you go into business with somebody, what happens, JKD, if you're going to business with somebody and they're not doing anywhere near what you do?
I'm leaving. There's no point in staying.
But if you understand and know that that person is putting an equal amount of effort into it
Right.
as you, and you're both working hard to grow the business, that business relationship just makes sense.
Right. It's gonna flourish.
That's why JKD is literally the only person in this scene pretty much that I work with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's from a business standpoint.
Right.
But people have to realize that applies to relationships as well.
Exactly.
Like love, like marriage, those type of things.
Right.
And, I give that woman a standing O.
Yeah. Yep.
I love what she said.
Right.
You
It's
know?
like our podcast last week is like it's a duty. You get what I'm saying? Both of you guys have duties that you have to live up to, and adding love into that equation, bro, it just makes everything just twice as better, bro.
Yeah. It's nice when you can get everything in one,
Right.
right?
Right.
But most times that's not realistic.
Yeah.
But again, it draws back to patience. Wait for the right one.
Yeah.
Just because that one may check off 7 out of 10 boxes, well, the next one may check off 11.
Right.
They may
Right.
bring something you didn't even know you wanted.
Right. Right.
Patience is key.
Exactly.
And if it's a business relationship like that, where it's like business relationships could last X amount of years.
Right.
5 years, yeah, we did amazing, but it's time to call it quits.
Right.
10 years, same deal.
Right. Right.
But a marriage, that's it. For life.
Yep.
For life. And to me, I think the younger generation does not understand that factor of it. That this is for the rest
Of your
of your
life.
goddamn life.
right.
And if you're not putting the due diligence into picking that person and knowing that they're right for you,
Right.
you're just asking for problems at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
And then you wondering, well, why, we're broken up now. Why is she taking the kids? Why is he taking the kids? Why they get so much money out of this? Blah, blah, blah. I work this hard.
Right.
You should have thought about that.
Right.
And I know the love makes you do crazy things, but that's what the point of this podcast is getting past that and understanding that these things are real life scenarios
Yep.
that happen too frequently for you not to be concerned about.
Yeah.
You know, like you said earlier, asking the elders. Sometimes you don't even have to ask the elders. You just have to know this is what this person went through
Right.
because of A, B, C, and
Right.
D.
Right.
And if you literally go on a Google search and pull up what's the reasons for divorce,
Right.
if you're seeing a number, anything over, let's just say 20%,
Right.
this is the reason for a divorce because 20% of people get divorces because of this,
Right.
pay attention to that.
Right.
And I think it's what, over 50% of divorces are because of money?
Yep. And that's high, bro. That's high.
Understand that.
Right.
And that's what we wanted to draw light on. But big up this woman right here, man. I want to find out the name, the at, and get her on a podcast. Anyway, on to the next subject. Wealth.
Right.
This one you brought. I like
said
this one. I
right,
like this one. I
right.
like this one. So we're gonna let the clip play.
Okay.
This is the Wealth segment on the People's Podcast.
I don't remember last time I swiped a debit card. I don't even keep it in my wallet because when people swipe on their debit card, it is like spending cash. It comes out of your checking account or your savings account or your account, right? But when you're swiping on credit, it doesn't come out of your account. It comes out of the bank's account. And so, of course, the bank is going to protect their money, right? So there's an extra level of protection that you get when you swipe on credit. You get extended warranties. You get a lot more opportunities so that you can file disputes if things don't go right, or you just get a lot more protection in the event that things. I don't remember last time.
That things go south.
Yep.
I love that one.
Yes.
So what are your?
Bro, it's facts, and it brings me back to as soon as I saw it, it brought me back to the situation I had when I paid cash for a venue that I used downtown. And I'll go into the story. Story was I paid cash for this venue, right? Contracts were signed, said like, I can get a kickback from the bar if I make this amount of money, which I did, But there was a situation at the end of the night where they said, yeah, we're not giving back your money because your crowd is a dangerous crowd. There was a gun that was brought to it. A knife was brought to it.
They said they checked people at the door and searched the person, and there was a gun on them.
There was a gun on them. So they said they're not giving back my money, and they don't want to deal with me ever again. Now,
first of all, how much things you do east side?
exactly.
East side.
Right.
Even west side.
Right.
How much things have you gone to that you've done? And there hasn't been a one inkling of a weapon being brought to your
Not
party.
even a fight, bro.
Not even a fight at the party. And they want to use that.
Right. So, anyways, again, like these situations happen for a reason. It was a learning situation. But if I had paid for that venue using a credit card,
Yeah.
I could have fought and got back my money back, my deposit, or even the payment for the venue. I could have got that money back, and fought and put in a claim saying that, well, these guys said I was supposed to get in the contract. I said I was supposed to get back my money if I made a killing at the bar, which I did. But because a gunman shows up at the door, I can't get my money back. No, that was not in the contract. You know what I'm saying? But because I did it because I paid it with cash instead of using a credit card, I can't do nothing about it.
So let me ask you something. In that case, what happens? Does the money get pulled from the person that receives it?
Yes, absolutely. They'll do an investigation. If they feel like the next party, the party was wrong,
Yeah.
they're giving back my money.
Serious.
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Right. Yep. Again, like what this lady said,
There's protection.
you're using their money,
Yeah.
so they're gonna do everything to get back their money.
Interesting perspective.
Yes.
Very interesting perspective.
Right.
I,
But it's facts. Like there's a lot of protection when you're using their money, bro. It is.
so that, and aren't there also a lot of benefits?
Yes. Absolutely.
Like growing your credit score and having access to more money
Yep.
and not having to take money out of your own bank.
Exactly. But this is where our people get caught up in it though. They think it's free money. And it happens to a lot of us. It happened to me when I was in when I was in college. You know, somebody comes around and say, "Hey, you want a credit card?" Sure. They give you $1,000. I'm just maxing it out, not thinking that like there's consequences. Like, no, it's not your money. You have to pay that back. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very amazing tool if you utilize it with responsibility.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I do like those redeeming qualities of the bank being able to protect your purchases.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say, for instance, so this is a situation. I ordered something off of Amazon.
Yeah.
I had to return it.
Right.
I ain't know this thing was coming from Istanbul. So now I'm sending this thing back. Canada Post gives me this printout of how much it costs to get a tracking number.
Right.
So it gives you various options, and there was one that was like $34.
Okay.
So they recommended I go with that option. I go in now with the box with the item after I give them the box and I say, okay, so how do I pay?
Yeah.
He's like, where did you get this form? I'm like, whoever printed it last time gave me this.
Right.
He's like, oh, they gave you the wrong one. This is for the USA. Where are you trying to return this? I said, Istanbul.
Yeah.
He goes and prints out a whole nother form. $34 turns into $140 something.
Wow.
I'm like, bro, I'm not spending $140 for a tracking number.
Right, right.
Then he tells me, okay, well, the other option is $80 to send it, but that doesn't have a tracking number. So I'm like, well, the item costs almost $400.
Right.
So I'll pay the $80 if I have to.
Right.
But I'm not going to pay $140 to send this back.
Right.
But what happens now if Canada Post loses my stuff? So now what do? Do I dispute these charges on, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I dispute my Amazon charges and say, well, I returned the item?
You could, yes.
Oh, I didn't know.
With the credit card, yes.
Interesting.
As long as you have the proof that you bought whatever,
Yeah.
right? And you returned it, yes, absolutely.
Dope. Well, I may be writing a very lengthy email this coming week. So what other benefits do you say there are? Because they don't talk about the liabilities.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess different banks have different credit cards. Like for me, like the reason why I chose my credit card is because they have a great point system in terms of travel, right? So like purchases like using gas stations or even going to like Walmart, I get redeeming points where I can then use to go and travel. So that's one reason why I like credit cards as well. You know what I'm saying?
Cashback as well, right?
Cashback as well. Again, like being able to use it at certain places too, and it's ultimately like building your credit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to buy a house one day, a credit card is good to have.
Facts.
But we forget, like again, like we get carried away with spending money that is not ours. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the money, use the credit card. Obviously put it back.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing. I just got a business credit card,
Right.
cashback card.
Yeah.
For my business, DJ Busby Incorporated. And I'm about to max it out and put all that money right back on it.
Absolutely.
So, but I didn't know there were those avenues that, like, if there were disputes, you could just call the bank directly.
Yeah, yeah.
My mind immediately went to lawyer.
Right,
But
right.
that process in itself is like you're paying all that money
Right.
to get a little bit of money back. It
Right.
just doesn't make sense.
Right. Again, like some people actually abuse it as well. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that. Because I remember seeing things like on during Miami Carnival, like, you know, people are using credit cards to buy boots and bottles and stuff. You know, when they get to the venue, they're drinking the liquor and all that stuff. When they get back home now, they're disputing it, saying that they never got the bottles, they never got certain things.
Serious.
Yeah, bro. So people are using it in a wrong way.
Scam them.
But obviously, like, you know, these places have money to send investigators and all that stuff, and you know, it can get thrown out.
Got you. Scam them there.
Yeah, man.
So what are some other drawbacks? I would say one would be the fact that you were able to tap those in order to purchase something, right?
You are up to a certain limit, just like debit
Regular
cards.
debits.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But like if somebody finds that, like you lose it, and somebody finds that, that's trouble, no?
What, finds your card?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a debit card. Like if somebody finds it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, you would actually call in and say, listen, like, or they will tell you, like, they'll call you and say, hey, did you made these recent transactions? You can say
Yeah.
no. You know what I'm saying? They'll put back that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. And then the other downfall is just being able to, if you can't pay that back, don't like
Yeah, exactly.
don't do it to yourself.
Right.
Your credit is very important.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But she brought up some good points, and the bank does go to all ends to protect their bread.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the credit card is their bread
Right.
at the end of the day. Even like, let's talk about cash. Like, who uses cash anymore?
I mean, like, there's still some people are still in their old ways. Like, my wife still uses cash.
It cheeses me every time I go to these parties and they're like cash only.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, bro, who carries cash like that?
Right,
like,
right.
all I have is my cards and my phone. All my Apple Watch taps now to pay.
Again, like, for example, like for venues and stuff,
Yeah.
they would rather cash because, number one, if you're using card at their establishment, every transaction that they do, they have to pay money for it,
Okay, I got you.
right? And even to have the machine there, like they're paying for it.
Right.
So they'd rather not let you use it and you use cash because they don't want to pay for it. And number two, cash is really untraceable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the taxes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they rather
Smile on this man's
No,
face
I'm
right
just
now.
saying. I'm just saying, like,
This,
I was gonna say something. No, the reason why because I was gonna say something rude, but I'm not gonna say it.
all of a sudden he has a filter. Where was this filter at Juve last week? All of a sudden, no.
I'm not gonna say it, but you know,
Untraceable. Okay.
right?
I've been advised to do that. Like, pay with cash because it can't be traced, but you could still claim it as long as it's not some ridiculous amount.
Right, exactly.
Like, there's limits you could
Right.
do that with.
Right, right.
So yeah, okay, important stuff. I love that idea of utilizing your credit card and do those things to start building your wealth, man.
Yeah.
Build your credit scores.
Absolutely.
I just want to take a time. Once again, we're about halfway through the show. Just to remind you guys, hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go and comment. Tell JKD happy birthday. If you didn't when I called it out earlier, go do it now. Why didn't you do it when I called it out earlier? Y'all don't listen, man. I see the numbers. There's way more people listening than there are likes and comments. Do us that
Comment
favor.
on Buzz's shirt right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Type rawr in the comments. If you know, you know. All right. I think next week when we have our special guest, then maybe we'll do another giveaway.
Okay. Cool.
And I anticipate we'll be doing a very big tsunami giveaway very soon. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Okay.
And the more people that are part of the platform, the better.
Right.
Because I'll be giving anyway. All that information will come. So just
That's a lot of money you're giving away, bro.
hey, I'm money hungry,
Yes,
and
I hear
my
that.
chest is too high, right?
Right, right.
Anyway,
Right.
back to the program, the People's Podcast. We're back with another one, and this segment right here is all about health.
Right.
So once again, we are gonna tune into the mental health aspect of it, and sort of the self-care and different stuff in that regard. So let's get into this video on the health segment of the People's Podcast.
Sleeping well, surrounding yourself with the right people, and not really caring, not caring, but I would say understanding what the little things are and what the big things are, because I spent probably an hour and a half this morning trying to upload this video on Instagram, and that was a mission because it needed to be, and the brand wanted it up, and it just didn't work. And then I just thought, okay, no one's going to die. It's going to be okay. I understand the brand wants, I understand there's a few layers involved, but nothing's going to happen if it's not going to be uploaded just right this second.
So I really like that one.
Well, what really stuck out though for you?
Not letting the little things bother you.
Mm.
I think that's something I have and really used to have serious trouble with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things still bother me these days.
Right.
But something that really helped me, I'm talking within like maybe the last year,
Yeah.
was I heard somebody say on social media, it was some post that I scrolled by,
Yeah.
and they said something that really stuck out, which was, if whatever you're dealing with is not going to matter
Right.
in like 5 years, what are you so concerned about?
Right. Right.
Things that I thought like even a year ago, even days ago,
Right. Right.
things I thought my world was caving in on me,
Right.
I'm not even thinking about right now. So I'm thinking to myself, why did I spend so much energy beating myself up over this little incident when it doesn't even matter right now?
Right. Right.
And patterns continuously repeat. History shows you like reoccurring patterns.
Right.
And if these things consistently happen to you, it's just a sign that like these things are accurate. Like
Yeah.
if it's not going to matter to you in a few months,
Right.
let it go.
Right.
And it's literally that easy. Occupy your mind with something else,
Right.
and like days later, you're gonna end up forgetting.
Right.
That's what
True.
stood out to me.
True.
What about you?
Yeah, I mean, again, I was like you, you know, I did let little stuff get to me, and honestly, it wasn't until my wedding day that I realized that I had a problem with that, and it was that day where I was like, yo, like, I realized like, yo, like, I need to stop doing that because there were certain things that I had planned for the wedding myself that I wanted to happen and it never happened. And I realized like, yo, bro, like nobody's gonna care.
Yeah.
So why should you? You know what I'm saying? Like little
Facts,
things like
that's facts.
little things like candles blowing out on the table. Like I was getting upset at that. Like nobody cares about that. You get what I'm saying?
No, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
So like it was that day when I realized like, yo, like, bro, like you need to alter your thinking
Yeah.
and don't like you can't let the little stuff get to you. You can't.
Bro, and why I said it still happens to me. The Juve party I played, Juve in June.
Yes.
Bro, I literally played 40 minutes
Right.
of fire.
Right.
And I'm watching back that video like, yo, I did a real good job.
Right. Right.
But tell me why, after that set, all that I've been thinking about is like two little like minor mistakes
Right. Right.
that I made in that set and how I could fix that for next time.
Right.
Literally. So every time like I watch that, I'm like, yo, that was sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that part comes up, the bad part.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's weighing me down.
Right. Right.
Meanwhile, everybody that I've spoken to more or less has been like, yo, that was amazing.
Right.
And I haven't even spoken to people. Walking through that crowd, I got stopped from literally like over 20 people
Right.
in different times of the fete. Like, you're that Busby guy?
Right.
Yo, that set was amazing. And if people knew me, like, Buzz, thank you. Like, you
Right.
saved this party.
Right. Right.
And despite all of that, I'm still harping on myself about the
Right.
mistakes.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to realize that.
Right.
But when you're like somebody who cares about what you do as much as me,
Right.
that's what happens. And the problem I have, and I'm glad I recorded it, was thinking to myself, yeah, I made those little mistakes, but look at how much like crazy work you did, amazing work you did.
Right. Right.
And I personally, I think that might fall back on my mom. Like, even though she was joking in them times,
Yeah.
you could bring home all a 98%.
Right. Right.
Instead of, yay, good
yeah,
job.
Yeah. Yeah.
What happened to that 2%?
2%, right.
Well, you couldn't. Always, bro. And I
Right.
think that might be in part why I am the way I am.
Right. Right.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're always striving for perfection. You're not settling.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Another thing here that I want to highlight too is like the point of it was be kind to yourself.
Right.
Don't beat yourself up over those things, but instead look at how well you did.
Right.
Look at how many people came and congratulated you
Right.
for how well you did and just thanked you for what you did. Like your wedding, for instance.
Right. Right.
Ain't nobody think about a candle blowing out, but
Right.
you just spent over a year probably planning this thing
Yeah. Yep.
for people to enjoy
For-
themselves.
right.
And the fact that they had an amazing night,
Yeah.
who cares about the candle?
Right. Exactly.
And then the last thing for that I want to draw on was understand who you're surrounding yourself with.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was big.
Right.
And a big part of that too is knowing where to keep people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not everybody should have full access to you.
Yeah.
Not everybody should be in your personal space.
Right.
There's certain people that, yeah, they may be nice, but you kind of need to stand over there.
Right,
Like this closeness, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work for you, cool.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be begging anybody to be your friend or
Right.
for things to work or for this person to act a certain way. No.
Yeah.
If that's just how they are and you understand that,
Right.
all right, we're cool, but
Right.
we just can't be like that.
Right.
And understand your core. You know, they always say like you develop into who you surround yourself with
Right.
because you're always seeing that.
Right.
So if you want to elevate, surround yourself with people who are already elevated, so to speak.
Right.
But not just talking about like the financial aspect or the success aspect, but understanding like people's attitudes naturally gravitate towards you.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
and you really got to mind who you keep in your surroundings.
Right.
And something I've subscribed to recently was, not everybody needs to be on your social media.
Damn straight.
Like as I said, you deal with certain people and yeah, you may have a falling out or whatever the case is.
Right.
Or you may just not like what this person said or did to you.
Yeah.
So now they have to be at arm's length.
Right.
They don't need to be on your social media.
Right.
I found when those people were on my social media, every time they popped up, it just triggered that feeling in me
Right.
of what happened and just repressing, you're bringing back the old memories of that.
Right.
Like, I really don't need that. So then I found either the block button
Right.
or the mute button,
Right.
depending on who you are in my life.
Right.
And the mute button has been amazing. Like, it's been golden. That
Right.
button is amazing
Right.
because it mutes out all the noise.
Right. Right.
I'm not thinking about you now.
Right.
And the peace that I've got in that time and the ability to like think clearly and do what I have to do,
Yeah.
that you can't buy that.
Exactly.
So a lot of you guys like, yeah, I don't really want to unfollow them because I don't want. What are you like absorbing? Think about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you have an issue with somebody, why do you have to scroll your thing every single day and see this person?
Right. Right.
And imagine that too. Like that's what social media has done to us.
Right.
We feel like we have to see everybody every day on social media.
Right.
Where once upon a time there was no social media.
Right.
So you're only seeing this person once in a blue moon.
Right.
But you have like weeks, days, months in between that period of time to do whatever it is you need to do to heal.
Right.
Instead of constantly bringing up old skeletons and whatnot.
Right.
So a lot of those things is when it comes to self-care, it's extra important.
Right.
And things that you need to understand in order just to be a better you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So that big one, man. I love that idea
Yeah.
and ideology. Last but not least, entertainment.
Yes, sir.
Now, normally, we would bring a piece of entertainment that you guys should listen to, a piece of entertainment that, maybe that we've heard that would help you guys in your life.
Right.
This one's a little bit of a different twist on the entertainment idea. Now, think about it like this. All you guys that go out to party and stuff, great if you could do it, even better if you could afford it. But this one right here is for all those people that are complaining about, I don't have this, I don't have that, my life is this, blah, 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 blah. Let's put the partying aspect of our life into perspective right now when it comes to entertainment.
If you're in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, don't you think that maybe you've partied enough? Don't you think that at this stage of our lives that putting the party, putting the enjoyment of just having a good time at all times might be a detriment to what you're ultimately trying to do? I'm seeing that anything involving taking something serious, we have to make it a party out of it. I don't think that we have enough time. We've already been systematically oppressed. We've already been economically oppressed. We've already been pulled back enough for our people. So when people ask me, why is it that you take this shit so serious? For me, when it involves real estate is serious to me. Real estate could change your life. Real estate has changed my life and has changed a lot of people's lives. So yeah, come out here and let's party. Let's have a good time. But at the age of 30, 40, and 50, I think that we've partied enough. It's time for us to take this serious.
That That one hits home, Mr. 33, and I'm 33 in a half a year.
I mean, I'm going out this Saturday.
And you know, that's what I was gonna bring up. That's what I was gonna bring up. But
There's a key thing that he said though.
exactly. Okay, you say it.
He said all the time,
Yep.
and I remember.
He
Bro.
was outside.
Every weekend.
You think you were bad? If I only sat here and told you stories now. Bro, I was at everything.
Right.
I was
Tight staff that. You're a waste. You're a waste.
well, facts. Like, I was places I shouldn't. Why was I there?
Right.
I was at everything, bro. Any flyer could have come up.
You're right.
I was there.
Wow.
And that was like my 19, my 20, my
Right.
21. And then I
Right.
locked down with somebody.
Right.
And that didn't even really slow down per se.
Right.
But it kind of had to.
Right.
Date nights and stuff. You know how
Yeah,
that go.
yeah.
But personally, I've partied myself out. If it was not for DJing, I wouldn't be outside like that.
Right.
We go into this party this weekend, Saturday, Soca Brainwash.
Right.
That literally is one of 4 parties that
Right.
I've gone to since the year started.
Right.
And 2 out of those 4 parties, I was literally dragged to.
Yeah.
Like, I go out because I'm booked.
Yeah.
I love the party scene, don't get me wrong, but I figured out how to turn it into a business.
Right.
So I'm outside, but it's a business too.
Right.
This ain't just me going out and drinking my life away.
Right.
So I've come to that understanding, you as well.
Right.
You're booked. We're outside. We're partying,
Yeah.
but we're making money doing it responsibly.
Exactly.
Most people's just out here spending.
Yeah.
Credit card scams and stuff just to get bottles. Like,
Right.
you see? We have hands up behind the scenes here saying that's me. But guys, like, you don't need to be at everything.
Listen, there's a point in time where everybody's gonna slow down. Like you can't do this forever. You cannot.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You think you can, but you can't.
Yeah.
When you start getting into a relationship, a serious relationship, you think your spouse is gonna want you out every night?
Yeah.
No. When you start having kids, see you later. You're not going out. You know what I'm saying? You're staying at home. You're taking care of what you have to take care of.
And the crazy part too is that people, when they're in a certain moment of hypeness or a certain moment of their life,
Yeah.
they think that's going to be it for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that because I felt like that at a certain point in time. I literally told myself, yo, I'm never missing Trinidad Carnival.
Right.
Never.
Right.
And I have to find a woman that understands
Right.
I am never
Right.
missing Trinidad Carnival.
Right.
Bro, I don't even have somebody right now and I don't care to go to Trinidad.
Right. Right.
I'd love to be there, but
Right.
like I'm not making it a priority that I have to be there every year.
Right. Right.
And that was something that I held dearly to me at a certain point in time
Right.
in my life.
Yeah.
And I've just matured. Like I'm not
Exactly.
that person anymore.
Exactly.
And that happens to everybody, well, almost everybody, because
Yeah.
there are certain men that like, yes, it is Trinidad every single year.
Right.
Right? And some people there are like that. But personally speaking, I understand that people mature.
Right.
People change out of their ways. And the 30s, 40s, and 50s is not the time to be like gallivanting and
Right.
just throwing your money away like that. If you have it
Right.
and you want to party all the time, do your thing.
Right.
You've made it.
Right.
But we're talking about the people that are still struggling, that are still like, what do I do? How do I do this? And you should be investing as opposed to partying.
Right.
Those things, like, keep those things in mind. man.
Right. Exactly.
That's our community, and we're throwing a bunch of money. Like you said, people are always looking at the people throwing the events like, yeah, we just going home to garbage bag loads of money.
Right.
But you, like you just said, you had to pay how much money to this waste youth venue owner
Right.
that scammed you at the end of the day,
Exactly.
and you lost money off of that.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
and that's where y'all money is being fueled into sometimes.
Yep.
We're dealing with licks on our end as well.
Right.
But instead of that, like, yes, once in a while, pick and choose where you go to. You
Right.
don't have to be in everything. but pick and choose. Go to where you need to go and enjoy yourself. Because we're not saying to be cutting everything off cold turkey.
Right.
We all need that. We all need that getaway.
Exactly.
But pick and choose is what I'm getting at.
And what I liked of what he said too is like where he said like, yo, we don't have much time.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's facts. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about like, yo, because we don't know where life is going to take us. You get what I'm saying? Especially if you have a family. You know what I'm saying? You could be gone like this.
Saturday.
And you have nothing that's left behind for your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
a reality
it's
check.
a very big reality check. And the crazier part about that is the fact that, like, yeah, you could be gone and it could happen at any moment, but you constantly prolonging what you could be doing
Yeah,
right now.
Exactly.
It just leaves you vulnerable for anything to happen.
Right, right.
As I said, you could leave your house right now. You're probably in a car. I knock on wood.
Yeah.
I don't want to wish this on anybody.
Right.
But you're listening to this in the car right now. Anything could happen to you in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you have secured for your family that you brought into this world?
Right.
That you decided to organize and bring into this world?
Right.
And your 30s, 40s, and 50s are definitely the times to really be zooming in on that.
Right.
We all need our breaks, yes. But the 20s is your time for
Right.
letting all that out.
Right. Exactly.
Let it out. Do your
Right.
thing.
Right.
But when you get older, it's more responsibilities at hand.
Right.
And anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? We lost somebody in our community that's probably around our age
Yeah.
due to health complications.
Right.
We've lost multiple DJs since.
Right.
Various health, and it's not just been like overweight.
Right.
We lost Two Touch the other day. It was either his birthday or the anniversary of his passing.
Right.
Two Touch was like the most regular, in shape, little Indian DJ you could
Right.
have, but like amazing at what he did.
Right.
But he battled an internal, I think it was cancer or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Even the other day, like Joshua Lucas is one of his good friends.
Yeah.
21 years old, gone.
And what was that due to?
Cancer. I think he had the same cancer as Terry Fox. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he said something like that. Same cancer as Terry Fox. Very, very like, it's not common to get that, and he got it.
And according to it should be around this time was the passing of what, Rambo, right?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Random car accident, middle of the
exactly,
night, right near where we live.
right,
These, like, anything could happen, guys. Anything's possible.
yeah,
And the best thing you could do is to, diversify, figure your stuff out, and secure the people you're leaving behind.
absolutely,
Like, you sent me the contact for the lawyer.
yes,
I haven't even followed up on that. I've been so busy, but I'm trying to make it a priority in terms
Right.
of getting my life insurance, my will,
right,
who am I leaving A, B, C, D to,
right, exactly,
and trying to prioritize my life like that, because my mind, bro, has just been on tsunami.
right,
And it's
right.
it's crazy and sad that, like, I know it's such a big day and everything is pressured onto me,
yeah,
which, extends to you guys and whatnot. But somebody brought it up to me the other day, like, most people don't see the JKD.
right,
They don't see the Willard. They don't see the Natasha. They don't see the venue owner.
right,
They don't see they see Busby.
right,
So if they have any sort of bad experience, that falls back on me.
right,
And that kind of pressure, especially for somebody that,
yeah,
as I said earlier, I'm nitpicking at the smallest little things.
right, yeah,
Though that's difficult for me to deal with. And nobody's gonna understand that. Everybody's always gonna have something to say. And that's, like, also in line with something I gotta to fix myself.
right, right,
Because, like, the blowing candle situation,
right, yeah.
it matches me when it comes to these fat people.
Right, right.
Any little comment I see on social media be
It
getting
gets
under
more-
my skin.
Yeah, yeah.
But I respond to that now. I'm the bad guy.
Right, right,
I'm just supposed to shut up and take it. Pause.
right,
But that's a fact. Like, nobody considers the mental health
right.
of us.
Right,
We're just supposed to be this. We chose to do this, and c'est la vie.
right,
But nobody don't see the behind the scenes, how hard I'm working, how much money I'm investing,
right.
and vice versa in your line of work.
Yeah, even with Bonfire, bro. Like everybody came up to me saying like they had a great time, but like
Yeah.
if they knew the BS behind it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If they only knew.
And you know what? Like, first of all, I want you to share that story before we get out of here.
Okay.
Because I don't think you brought that up last time.
No, I didn't.
But it would be good just for people to kind of hear instead of assuming certain things.
Right.
But somebody who I do want to get on here again, we had them on PP Lime. I want to get them again is Dukes and Aquila
Okay.
to talk about Juve and June.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting the messages and the yo, Buzz, why did the venue change like 100 times?
Right.
But people don't understand
Yeah.
what they must have been dealing with.
Exactly.
If they're changing, who would even want to change their venue once?
Exactly.
So the fact that they had to do that 3 times, not 12 or 100 or whatever
Right.
y'all exaggerating, the fact that they had to do it 3 times
Right.
tells you how serious it must have been.
Right. Right.
And like it was literally a point in my set, bro. And this is another thing that people don't get. Like, yeah, I'm sitting there harping on the little 2 seconds,
Right.
but people don't realize that I made that mistake because somebody had come up to me. First of all, people were coming up to me throughout my entire set,
Right.
talking to me.
Right.
So I can't even focus on what I need to do fully.
Right.
But somebody had come up to me during my set and was like, yo, I just saw Aquila and Dukes like run very fast to the front door.
Right.
So I'm not too sure what's happening, but just keep a mind out for that and just keep doing your thing.
Okay.
So that's playing with my mind while
Right.
I'm trying to do what I'm
Right.
doing.
Right.
And all of that, bro. But I do want to have them on here just to explain like
Yeah, for sure.
that side of things. Cause yeah, you see 2,000 plus people,
Right.
everybody having a good time.
Right.
And then you nitpicking on the little stuff,
Right.
but understand what we have to deal with.
Right.
So with that being said, what did you have to deal with Bonfire?
Well, let's just say this, bro. Like, you know who I am. You know, like, if people are paying money, you know what I'm saying? They expect a certain kind of, you know. And if I'm providing a event or like a party to somebody of a standard, like, you know, for me, people come first. You get what I'm saying? I want to make sure they're taken care of. They're okay. So that's always been me. You know what I'm saying? If that's not being kept, you know what I'm saying? I take it on because it's a reflection of my brand. You know what I'm saying? Now with Bonfire, there's a whole bunch of things promised from the venue that were not kept. For example, they had told me that an ATM machine was supposed to be on site, was never on site. You know what I'm saying? And the venue owner said, like, we need to push bottle sales. Well, a lot of people are coming to the venue. They want to buy bottles, but there's no ATM on site. You know what I'm saying? But are people gonna get upset at the venue?
Nope.
They're gonna get upset at me.
JKD, why didn't you bring an ATM?
Right. You know what I'm saying? They had pushed me to sell what do you call it? Hookahs. They pushed me to sell hookahs. Bro, I sold like 10 pre-sale hookahs. People were giving me their money for hookahs. Go to the venue owner. Is the hookahs gonna be here? No, the guy can't make it. I'm like, so what are we gonna do? He's like, we can't do nothing. So I had to go back into my pocket, go to, you know, your sister and say, hey, I need this money back. I need the money to give back to the people.
Wow.
And that's to me, that's a bad taste. Like, you promised me something and I'm giving it to my people and it's not here. You know
And
what I'm
worse
saying?
off is you offered them to get it yourself. And they took
Exactly.
on the responsibility
Exactly.
and still fumbled.
Right. A big thing that got me really upset.
Yeah.
I had a good friend of ours, Crazy Nate. She came up to me. She was pissed. Wow. She was pissed at this moment, and it got me really upset. She came to me and said, "JKD, they won't let me buy a drink." I'm like, "What do you mean they won't let you buy a drink?" They're like, "I asked for a Hennessy and ginger ale. They said no." I'm like, "Why?" They're like, they said that they're not gonna open a brand new bottle to mix drinks. They rather her buy the bottle. So instead of making $10 for the mixed drinks, You know what I'm saying? Instead of making $10, they rather say no to the $10 and try to get her to spend $130 to buy a bottle, which is not gonna happen. So they rather sacrifice that $10.
It's ridiculous, though.
So these are things that I'm dealing with in the background, bro, that people don't understand.
Nobody cares, like, and that's the part that irks me. Like, it's not even like we're some random people that you don't know.
Right.
We are reputable names out here, like doing consistent events. When things go wrong, we're not shortcutting you. Like, you guys could gauge those promoters.
Right. Right.
You guys could tell, like, if somebody advertise when people do something consistently or frequently,
Right.
you just pick up patterns from them.
Right.
Like, oh, they shortcutted on this
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is that person.
Right. Right.
You know we go above and beyond. And even if you don't, we have a reputable name enough for you to at least hear us out.
Right.
It's not like we're some random average Joe off the street that's just trying a thing.
Right.
And we took shortcuts trying to win $1 over you.
Right.
Right? Like, all of these things are key factors that when I'm talking about mental health on our side of things,
Yeah.
y'all need to really start, at least having some sympathy for that.
I mean, and it does weigh on your mental too, bro, because there was a situation that same night, and my brother he was right beside me, where like they were, it was at the beginning of Bonfire, right? And four late. Remember, I sold out online,
Yeah.
so people had to come to the door. So 4 ladies in a car came to Bonfire early to secure the tickets, right? And they had come talk to me. My brothers were beside me, and because I'm thinking about what the venue is doing to me, I came off as rude and disrespectful to those 4 ladies. And it was a reality check because my brother put me in check. He's like, "Yo, bro, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
Because you're charging $40 at the door. That's how much is that?
A bill 60.
A bill 60 at the door. That you could potentially just dash away. He's like, you got to think. And honestly, it put me back in reality. Like, I can't be letting little things like that upset me.
Yeah.
And it took me out of character. And that's what stuff that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like, when they came back, I'm glad they came back because I got the opportunity to go back to that car and basically tell them, like, listen, like, I'm sorry. This is what I'm dealing with behind it. And I don't mean to come off disrespectful. It's just because I'm dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
No, that happens to me. That happens to the best of us.
Right.
And again, people don't understand that.
Right.
And people are always going to paint you a certain light that they see you in that moment.
Right.
When it's like, do you even know who I am
Right.
for you to say anything?
Right. Right.
For like, when people call me money hungry, I have no clue. Like, were you not? And you have to have sympathy for that too. Like, people don't always know who you are.
Right. Right.
And I never come off like you should know who I am.
Right. Right.
But before you say something about people,
Right.
understand who they are, because words matter.
Exactly.
You put out a tweet or something on social media, everybody's going to be looking at that like, oh, this person's like that?
Right. Right.
But instead of like, yeah, Buzz be money hungry, Buzz, why are your tickets so expensive? First of all, did you even take a minute to think about why?
Right. Right.
Second of all, when it comes to money hungry, were you not like there in the COVID when I did several fundraisers
Exactly.
because I had it
Right.
and I realized everybody's down?
Right.
So I did fundraisers for every single charity I could think of at the time. Black Lives Matter, food
Right,
banks,
right.
women's shelters. The list goes on. But again, I'm not supposed to be sitting there promoting that.
Right.
But don't attack me and paint me in a certain light when you don't know who I am.
Right.
You don't know where this money is going.
Yeah.
And even if it was some abstract figure, like let's just say, and this is nowhere near
Right.
what I'm making, but let's just say it's $1 million. How much of that is the government coming to take out of that?
Exactly. If they only knew.
So even if I made $1 million,
Right.
the government's coming and chopping that at least down 30, 40%.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
like your perception of what we do makes no sense sometimes. I get it for certain people, as I said,
Right.
but for people that are actually out here doing stuff for the community, we sitting behind these microphones doing this for y'all.
Right.
When we're not, again, this is not like we're getting paid for this.
Right.
We're doing it with the aspirations of one day it makes an income, but it's not what we're doing it for.
Right.
If we're doing it for that, we'd probably be on here talking a bunch of bacchanal
Absolutely.
and trying to get clickbait and views and stuff like that. But we're doing this for our culture,
Right.
you know, and do your research on somebody before you call somebody out on their
Absolutely.
name, is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely.
But, you know, tying back into what we were talking about, and I think that wraps up the show pretty well.
Yeah.
Understand, guys, that, like, you know, it's a different time. It's a different day and age. And when it comes to the race
Yeah.
of the races,
Yeah.
we're very behind. And we need to start picking up our slack and stop dragging our feet. And in order to do that, we have to understand what we're doing wrong and correct it.
Right.
And that's what this podcast is for.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you once again for tuning into the People's Podcast. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. Just a reminder, follow, subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Once again, comment happy birthday, JKD. Happy birthday, bro.
Respect, man. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thanks, son.
And Saturday,
Tied it up.
you're going
Saturday, I'll buy you drinks, bro. I'll buy you drinks. I'll get you drinks. Drinks on me on Saturday.
He's a burden. He's a burden. And it's not on you because I bought your ticket. So what? This guy's out of
Still on
control.
me.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on the next one. It's the People's Podcast, and we out.
Peace.